Have you ever felt like the world is pressing down on you from all sides? Like invisible forces are constantly testing your resolve, shaking your confidence and making every day feel like a battle you weren't fully prepared for. You wake up with a mind buzzing with doubts and distractions, face relentless pressures at work, school, or in your personal life, and yet you must keep moving forward as if nothing can stop you. Most people drift through life like this, reactive rather than intentional, surrendering their power to circumstances, to fear, to fleeting emotions. They let worry dictate their decisions and hesitation control their actions. But what if I told you that there is a way to transcend this chaos? That there exists a mental framework so profound, so transformative, that when you embody it, the world reacts differently to you. People feel it, respect it, even fear it. Not because you dominate them, but because you are unshakable from within. This is not some mystical promise. This is the legacy of a man whose life was forged in the crucible of battle, whose discipline, strategy, and philosophy carved a path to mastery, both on the battlefield and within the mind. His name is Miyamoto Musashi, a legendary warrior, undefeated in over 60 duels, yet his greatest conquest was not over others, it was over himself. Musashi's life is not just history, it is a roadmap for mental toughness, self-mastery, and the cultivation of an unbreakable spirit in a world that often seems designed to break us. Musashi was born in 1584, a time when Japan was in constant turmoil. Samurai were both warriors and philosophers, navigating an era of conflict with precision and strategy. Even as a child, Musashi showed a tenacity that would define his entire life. By the age of 13, he had fought and won his first duel, a moment that marked the beginning of a journey that would become legendary. But what separated him from the countless warriors who fought and fell was not just skill with the sword. It was his understanding that true mastery comes from the mind. While many samurai honed their techniques obsessively, Musashi trained his spirit, shaping a mental framework capable of withstanding fear, uncertainty, and the chaos of life itself. What makes Musashi extraordinary is the realization that mental toughness is cultivated, not granted. He didn't rely solely on talent or brute strength. He understood something that modern psychology now confirms: the mind can be trained like a muscle. Discipline, focus, clarity, and the ability to remain calm under extreme pressure are not traits you are born with. They are habits you develop deliberately, day after day. Musashi's genius lay not only in his victories, but in the way he approached every aspect of life as a battlefield, and every moment as an opportunity to sharpen himself. Musashi's duels were never just physical contests. He often won before the fight even began. His presence, his composure, and his reputation created a psychological advantage so potent that many opponents chose surrender rather than face him. This was not arrogance. It was the result of relentless preparation, mastery of the self, and a profound understanding of strategy. His philosophy extended beyond combat. It encompassed perception, adaptability, patience, and the cultivation of inner power. In his famous work, The Book of Five Rings, Musashi shares insights that apply to more than swords and duels. They are lessons in life, leadership, and mental mastery. Consider how most people react to difficulty. When faced with pressure, most panic, overthink, or freeze. They allow fear to dictate their choices, and in doing so, they surrender the very power they need to overcome their challenges. Musashi, however, approached life differently. He welcomed adversity. He treated challenges not as obstacles, but as teachers. Every duel, every hardship, every difficult moment became a chance to grow stronger, to refine his mind, and to build resilience. This mindset is what we now call psychological resilience, the ability to maintain clarity, emotional balance, and effective decision-making under pressure. Centuries before modern neuroscience, Musashi understood that the mind's strength could be developed deliberately, and that mastery over oneself was the ultimate weapon. Developing what I like to call a monster mindset is not about aggression or domination. It's about cultivating an unshakable inner strength, an unwavering focus, and the ability to remain calm when everything around you is crumbling. Imagine facing a crisis, a confrontation at work, a financial setback, or a personal loss. Most people react impulsively, driven by emotion. Those who develop Musashi's mindset respond strategically. They absorb the shock, analyze the situation, and act with precision. They do not crumble, they adapt, endure, and transform adversity into fuel for growth. The principles Musashi lived by can be applied to anyone, anywhere today. They are timeless, universal, and practical. The first principle is that the way to mastery lies in training, not just in tense or dramatic moments, but in consistent, deliberate practice. Musashi trained every day, not to defeat others, but to surpass himself. He understood that greatness is forged in the mundane moments, in repetition, in showing up even when motivation is absent. Excellence is not a single act of brilliance, it is the accumulation of small, disciplined actions over time. Every day you choose consistency over comfort, you build mental toughness. Every repetition, every corrected mistake, every conscious choice to persevere adds to your inner fortitude. The second principle is to understand the balance of benefit and harm in all things. Musashi never acted impulsively. Every move, every decision was calculated. He recognized that victory could carry hidden dangers and that some setbacks were more instructive than triumphs. In life, this translates to conscious decision-making. Every choice either builds your strength or diminishes it. Avoid distractions that erode your focus. Prioritize actions that align with long-term growth and treat short-term pain as a necessary step toward lasting success. True strategy is not in avoiding hardship, it is in navigating it with awareness and purpose. The third principle is perception, the ability to see what others cannot. Musashi won not merely because of skill, but because he could sense intention, energy, and opportunity before it manifested. Today, this translates to situational awareness, the ability to observe subtle cues, understand underlying dynamics, and anticipate outcomes. Most people operate on autopilot, oblivious to what is happening around them. Those who develop keen perception see opportunities before others do, avoid unnecessary conflict, and make better decisions. They read people, situations, and even their own internal patterns, gaining an advantage that seems almost supernatural, but is entirely cultivated. Adaptability is the fourth principle. Musashi recognized that rigid strategies fail. Victory requires flexibility, the willingness to change tactics, posture, or mindset depending on circumstances. In today's world, this is critical. The environment, technology, relationships, and markets are all changing constantly. Success belongs to those who adjust, evolve, and treat setbacks as data for recalibration rather than evidence of failure. The resilient are not those who insist on repeating the same mistakes. They are those who learn, adapt, and grow stronger from every experience. The fifth principle is action. Musashi did not wait for perfect conditions, for readiness, or for certainty. He trained while in battle, learning from every challenge. Similarly, in life, the monster mindset is built not in waiting, but in doing. Every fear faced, every risk embraced, every uncomfortable conversation or new endeavor is a training ground. Life will not wait for you to feel ready. You must create readiness through action. By confronting difficulty deliberately, you strengthen your mind, expand your capability, and transform challenges into opportunities. To live this mindset today, it begins with a daily ritual. Each morning before the noise of the world intrudes, set your intention. Define what you want to conquer, not in vague terms, but specifically. What fear will you face? What distraction will you overcome? What action will move you closer to your purpose? Write it down, commit it to yourself. Then take one concrete action that embodies this intention. Push yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally. Approach it with full presence, not rote motion. At day's end, reflect. What did you learn? How did you handle pressure? Where can you improve? This cycle of intention, action, and reflection is the forge that shapes an unbreakable mind. Applying Musashi's principles in daily life transforms relationships as well. Conflict often arises not from surface issues, but from misalignment, unspoken needs, and emotional reaction. By cultivating perception, presence, and patience, you can read situations more clearly, respond thoughtfully, and act strategically. Listening deeply, choosing words wisely, and discerning when to act or step back prevents unnecessary conflict and strengthens bonds. The strongest people do not dominate others. They inspire, guide, and elevate those around them. Musashi's lessons extend to personal development. That voice of doubt in your head, the fear of starting something new, the hesitation to act, all of these are natural, but they are also training grounds. Embrace them. Step into discomfort. Every failure, every rejection, every moment of uncertainty is an opportunity to grow stronger. By practicing courage in small moments, you prepare for the larger battles life inevitably presents. The monster mindset is not passive. It is deliberate, consistent, and unyielding in the pursuit of growth. In the end, Musashi's life teaches a fundamental truth: real strength is internal. Circumstances, opponents, and challenges are secondary. By mastering your mind, you create a fortress that cannot be shaken. Discipline, perception, adaptability, and deliberate action form the core of this fortress. By embodying these principles, you cultivate resilience that affects every area of your life: work, relationships, personal growth, and leadership. The battles outside reflect the battles within. Win within, and the world becomes navigable, no matter how chaotic. This is the path of the modern warrior. It is not defined by swords or duels, but by strategy, discipline, and the courage to face oneself daily. It is built in small, consistent actions, sharpened by reflection and reinforced by experience. By adopting this mindset, you begin to transform fear into fuel, discomfort into growth, and challenges into opportunities. You begin to live deliberately, with purpose, clarity, and unshakable resolve. The mind you build today determines the battles you will win tomorrow. So ask yourself, what battle are you willing to face today? What discomfort are you willing to endure to grow stronger? The legacy of Miyamoto Musashi is not just history, it is a guide. He shows that greatness is forged not in ease but in adversity, not in chance but in deliberate action, not in avoidance but in confrontation. By embracing these principles, you step into a life of transformation. You become unbreakable, not because the world bends to you, but because your mind bends to nothing. Remember, life is a battlefield, but it is also a dojo. Every challenge is a lesson, every fear is a teacher, every action is a step toward mastery. The sword is nothing without the hand that wields it. The mind is nothing without the discipline that shapes it. Musashi's journey teaches us that the real victory is within. By building unshakable mental toughness, you command your life, influence the world, and leave a legacy of strength that endures far beyond any single battle. Your path begins today. Train, observe, adapt, act, face your fears, strengthen your mind, sharpen your discipline, transform every struggle into mastery. In doing so, you embody the spirit of the warrior, the philosophy of Musashi, and the unbreakable power that lies within you. The battles may never cease, but you will endure, you will prevail, and you will rise unshakable.